there are some brokerage reports which are talking about how the competitive intensity in the segment that you operate in is going to increase with new entrants into the space. What's your own sense about it?
So we have always maintained that this is an industry where competition has always been there. Even in the last 10, 15 years, we have seen a lot of multinationals coming in, a lot of local players coming in who are in the infrastructure segment and so on and so forth to that extent. What we see is that overall, this industry has been growing at a good, strong rate in the last about 20 years. And we see that today, the size of the industry is about 70,000 to about 75,000 crores. And we are estimating next 5 years, it should kind of really hit 1 lakh crores overall as an industry size to that extent. And therefore, we feel that the industry is still very underpenetrated from a point of view of overall capita consumption as compared to Western markets. And then there is ample space for new competition to kind of come into that extent, because even if new competition comes in and takes a 2 or 3% share, which is the maximum which I feel they can take, I think it doesn't really upset the bandwagon overall to that extent. There could be some smaller companies and the unorganized sector which could kind of really get affected a little with some of these entries. But I think the larger organized players possibly would not kind of really get impacted too much, as we kind of see in terms of looking at it, unless the new player comes with a disruption in some technology or some areas which we don't see possibly happening so easily as we kind of go ahead. So I think we are pretty confident that as we look at, there is enough space for competition, and possibly given the growth trajectory of the industry, I don't think so there is any large kind of movements which will happen in terms of the larger players getting affected in a very strong manner.
New entrants typically, like you said, can differentiate themselves on the basis of product or pricing or growth. Do you expect some sort of pricing-led competition, and how would that impact your own pricing strategy and outlook for the current?
So overall, what I feel is that obviously any competition which will come, I think pricing becomes one of the favorite strategies in terms of looking at what they want to kind of do. But as we look at the market, I think from a pricing point of view, today existing players, which are smaller players, always offer a very, very high differential in terms of rates as compared to the organized sector to that extent. And therefore, we feel that even if new competition comes, they would be kind of really competing with the smaller players in the unorganized sector far more than really affecting the organized sector to that extent, which is there. But having said that, obviously, we are prepared in terms of saying that if there is going to be a minor kind of noise level with respect to pricing, I think today we are still kind of very clear that we are focused on overall growth, and we have so many sectors which we are working on. I don't think so that pricing alone could be a tool which can really disrupt the market.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.